Okay, this is '06 Chrysler 300, and this is going to be for the ball joint removal, which is actually that one right there, connected to the lower control arm, and it gets pressed out through the bottom. So right there, you take that ring off, and it actually pushes out through the top. So you have to get it out of here first and get it on this control arm. I'll show you all that. Remove that. I'm replacing all this because this is where it's all started. That thing is actually rotten. That's supposed to be connected. I don't know if you can see that in the video. I can't see it in the video, but that boot is tore. So I imagine that boot's not any good. So we're just going to replace all this junk. It costs 120 bucks. 130 bucks for the kit for all these pieces. But specifically for this video, I didn't find anything on how to get that out. People just show it magically in and out, and it's very hard to get out. So I'm going to try to show you how to get that out. Alright, there's the old one. And I drilled that out. That's the one for the other side. I've already painted it, ready to press the other ball back in. I got an impact set. I got this tool set that I got from Advanced Auto. It's $250 to rent this sucker. Basically has all these special cups. That one didn't work. It just basically flip-flopping around. So this is the one that ended up working. Not sure what size. This is the setup for it. This little piece is going to go in there. Basically like that and like that, goes all up in there so that can go through. But our first step is going to be to do like we did this one, which is you can try to hammer it, but it ain't gonna hammer out. I saw a video where the guy heated this up, which was probably a pretty good idea, but on the video it said he took 40 minutes hammering on that and it was all mushroomed out. So basically I don't think that's gonna come out like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill more holes in here. So I'm going to time it, see how long it takes to drill some holes. I'm going to drill the holes and show you. I'm basically going to put one in the middle and 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to go up to this. And that's going to release the pressure on the inside of this. So when you're hammering it, it'll drive through easier. So that's the intent. So we're going to time it, see how long it takes to do that. And I'll let you know how long it takes. So now I'm going to drill it. And I'll show you a picture of it. Basically just I'm going to start with these little 1/8. They're real, this is pretty soft. It didn't take nothing to drill up through there, so I think that's not going to take more than a minute. Basically what was the hardest was drilling out this giant 1/2 inch, but I'm going to try smaller holes to see if that's easier. This took 30 minutes probably to get it out. With the drilling of the hole and pressing it out took a whole 30, but you can see where I was hammering the crap out of it. It just didn't move, and then I buffed that down because I was afraid it wouldn't come through the hole. So basically I got some drills. I'm going to drill it and then I'll get back again. It took 4 minutes to drill 6 little holes with this little bit. 4 minutes. So basically you have 6 and 1 in the center. Now I'm going to make them bigger, and this is getting warm too, so that's going to help us. It's going to heat that up a little bit, help get it out, I hope. I have drilled for 20 minutes. I didn't get them all. Some of them were super hard. That one won't go through. I just got tired of drilling. 20 minutes of drilling these holes out was all I could do, so I'm hoping that's enough. So we're going to set up this ball joint piece. And basically what's causing a lot of the problems is this little garbage right in there. There's no way to set this up to be on there flush. So actually that's sitting pretty good right there. So we'll try to position that exactly right there. I'm not sure. I think it's this one's going to go on top. See, and that'll push that up through the hole. And this one is going to go on the bottom with this piece. Right now I'm just going to use this piece because there's not enough room, but once it starts moving, we'll stick that in there. Maybe we'll put that in there anyway. If it go ahead and fit, we'll go ahead and put that in there. But it's hard to hold it. I won't be able to put the camera, so I'm going to assemble it and then I'll show you what it looks like. Put this piece in there, but I just couldn't hold it by myself. So basically, that thing's up through the center to go up through there, and this thing's just sitting on there. The light really horrible, but that's the problem, is this thing it only sits on this little nugget and that little nugget. So basically, we're going to put our impact on here and run this up and then hit on it with the hammer, and that'll run it through there. So let's see if we'll just use the impact first, see if that'll drive that up through there. But basically, once it stops moving, that means it's too tight in there, and sometimes if you peck that with the hammer a few times with this on pressure and hammering that, then that will push that through. So let me give it a try. Super noisy, so I actually have safety glasses on and I have earplugs, and basically you run that up. That should be moving. So basically it don't look like it's moving, so I'm going to hit that under pressure, and that'll start driving that in there. See, I think it's already moved it. So we'll keep going with this. See how it spun up some more? Basically just tap that again a few times with the hammer. So hopefully that's all sitting straight, because if that comes loose, man, that would be like nobody's business. It's under a lot of pressure. So we're going to hit this again. We'll see if it moves. That's moving pretty tight. Gonna hit it with the hammer again. And say now it's bottomed out. So now I gotta get this piece in there to push it up the rest of the way. So we're gonna back off on it. Oop, wrong way. So it comes off real easy. See, that's flush now. So basically we gotta get this piece in there. So I'm gonna have to put the camera down and build all that together, but we got it now. Once you get that pressed in there, it's over. It's coming out. There's no stopping it now. So there you go. Same thing, I just got that little extension piece in there. So here we go. We're gonna wrap it up, see if it'll go up in there. Nah, fell over. Let's keep going. Looks all right. Alright, it's not budging, so let's put the hammer on it. There it goes, it bumped it a little bit more. Sorry about the crappy camera work. Here we go again. It's not going, so let's hit it with the hammer. Woo, it's hot. I'm going to put it down so I can use the hammer, use the tool, so I don't have to keep using two hands. But that's some tough business right there. We're going to give it the hammer job. Okay, it finally broke free. Basically, I was running it up, beating that thing with the hammer. So basically, I don't know if that's out. There we go, it's all out. Here's this piece. So what a turkey. That's, let me look at the clock. I think it took 40 minutes to get that out. What a booger, but I think if you hadn't drilled those holes in there to give that some relief. I wish I could have drilled those other ones out better, but man, they just don't want to come out. So basically, that's what we got. So we're gonna have to drive the new one in. Let me see what time it is. Picture for today, these are painted, got both ball jointed out. It basically took an hour. Been here 1 hour. Walked through the door, did all that, took that out, painted it, buffed it, did everything I want to do to put it back in, and it's a big mess. Again, tools, some stuff, and there you go, that's it. Now I'm going to go take the rest of them parts off tomorrow. I'll come back after those are dry, press those in there, and then I can start reassembly. I'm back on reassembly, and actually I bought some stuff that I tried to make work, some pipe, some other stuff, but basically what you have to do is remove this boot. So take a screwdriver and kind of pry that off without ruining the boot. Pull the boot off. This big service kit, this little one, says 2 1/4 by 2 inch ID by 2 inch. So basically it's got the hole in the top. It fits over this really nice, and you just hook that piece over it. I used the cup, just let that squeeze over there and just throttle that up. Now also, I put these in the freezer. These have been in the freezer for 2 days to freeze them up, to make them smaller, but I don't know if that did any good. It might have, but right now, this is still cold, but from squeezing in there, that's not cold. This is, I don't know if that's in there quite as good as I want it, so I'm gonna actually put the tool back on there and try to squeeze it down a little more. And then when I do the other one, I will show it in action. Okay, here's everything we need to do this. That piece, this piece, socket, which is whatever fits in the end of that, which is 7/8, an impact, and our frozen thing, it's 420. So I'm going to time this, see how long it takes. This has been in the freezer. See, it's nice and frozen. I'm going to take this boot clip off and get that clip off of there, and I'm going to turn off the camera. Then I'll turn it back on when I have this together as an assembly and show you it going in there. So hang on just a second. Here we go. Boots off. This is on as square as can be, but that's the problem, is making sure that that's all flush. It looks, you don't want this, you want it straight as possible. So basically we're going to try to ram this up in there, see how it goes. And basically you got to be careful that that'll go in the center of that piece. Here we go. And that's probably as good as you're going to get it right there. That's all nice, flat, and flush. It drove it there. A few extra pecks for the fun of it, but when that's down on there all the way, that's it. Just back off of this thing. Boom, that all falls apart. And that's in there just like you want it. So you can put this little pin back on there. So that's all the way. So we'll put that back on there. And then the boot will slide back over there. Get the screwdriver, it slips back on there real easy. So there you go. I think that took less than 5 minutes to put that on there, but that was the key, teaching myself of how to put it on there. You know, you go to the store, they don't know how to show you. There's nothing on the web of how to push this back in there, and the keys to take off this boot. Because with that boot on there, this won't fit over the boot. So you're like, well, that's not going to work. But if you take the boot off, if you take this boot off, you can get that on there flush, the right size, and boom, there you go. So that's it. That's pretty much done. Now I can go back to the car and reassemble these two parts on there. And I think it took me a long time to think of how to get this on there, but there you go. Now that'll save you a bunch of time to realize these parts. You got that part there, you got this part here, you got this part there, you got this centerpiece, and didn't use any of these. So basically we used one of those, the cup, and this other cup with the solid bottom. So that would go over that like that. So there you go, top, bottom, two pieces. And for your 06 Chrysler 300, you can put those back on there. To get it off, this is what we used to get it off. Showed you that because it's got to be big. To get it out, it's got to go up through that thing and push up in there. Okay, there you have it. I'll show you some more pictures of when it's back on the car. Timestamp, but it's 4:26, so it took 6 minutes start to finish to get that on there. So once you know how to do it, 6 minutes, man, it's nothing. But it took me 2 hours to figure out to take the boot off. So there you go, 6 minutes.